Good morning. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you very much for tuning in. Deals are done. Gareth Bale is a Tottenham player. A one-year loan deal has been agreed between Tottenham Hotspur and Real Madrid. Equally, Sergio Reguilon is a Tottenham player. That deal with these, what may turn out to be very infamous buyout clauses, is done, is through. The left back is a Tottenham player. Things will be announced over the course of the next 24 hours, but Tottenham have pulled off this. Forget the deals, forget the salaries, forget the clauses for a moment and talk football. This is excellent business by Tottenham. They have signed two very good players. In the short term especially, this will pay dividends for Tottenham Hotspur. Said it before and said it again. Gareth Bale can still do a job for a team. He'll play 30-plus games. He's still one of the very best attacking players in world football. The notion that he'd rather play golf than play football is a complete and utter hoax. It's a complete and utter fallacy. There are question marks about his injury record. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. That's existed for a very long time. That isn't going to go away. But the player quality, scoring goals, driving his team forward, where he fits into this Tottenham team's is an interesting one for me. Son and Harry Kane, for me, are pretty much guaranteed to start. You've got the Mora and Bergwijn position that's now been taken up by Gareth Bale. That's going to create an area of competition. Do the likes of Lamela and Mora have the heart and the minerals to push to get back in the first team? Will Bergwijn feel disenfranchised? He came in January, a young talent. You're now going to have one of the world's leading players for the next 12 months in your position. Will Jose Mourinho now turn his time at Tottenham round? A lot of people felt at the weekend that it was toxic, that it was falling apart. Could these be the signings that Jose Mourinho needs? He seems happy about it. For me, when I look at this deal, it's do or die now for Jose Mourinho. Bergwijn in. Jedson in. Bale in. Sergio Reguilon in. Højbjerg in. Doherty. That is 6 players in 2 transfer windows for Jose Mourinho. There is zero excuse for failure. Multiple millions of pounds of investment. By the way, Gareth Bale, yes, he's on loan, but it's rumored between £400,000 to £500,000 a week you are going to pay him over the course of the next 12 months. There's going to be a menial fee of about £5 million to loan him. But if we go with the conservative estimate of £400,000 per week over a 52-week period, it's going to cost £20 million in salary alone for Gareth Bale to be at Tottenham. You add that into all the other transfers and salaries that have been put together, it's investments north of £150 million into Jose Mourinho's Tottenham team, not to mention one of the best goalkeepers. So already some very good defenders, top-class midfielders, and 2 of the most potent attacking players in world football in Son and Harry Kane. Tottenham fans, what are your expectations now? I want to hear from you. And Man United fans, are you going to regret this? Both of these players were heavily linked with Man United this week, especially Bale. And the thought was, don't want him, no good, past it, shot. Will Man United fans and Manchester United regret not going after Gareth Bale if he is lighting up White Hart Lane, if he is lighting up the Premier League and pushing Tottenham forward? I think there could be a few people blushing in a few weeks with their ridiculous notions that Gareth Bale is finished. Pav here with a super chat says, Daniel Levy desperate for a trophy, no matter the cost. That's a great point, Bav. And one I also want to hear from Tottenham fans on, is this an act of desperation to win a trophy in the short term? Or is this more about the long-term build? Josh here says it's 300 grand a week and no loan fee according to The Athletic. That's fair enough then. So 300 grand a week still makes him your highest paid player at the club. That is still going to cost Tottenham around 15 to 16 million pounds. It is an almighty investment in Jose Mourinho. There's always going to be different speculations. If it's a brief from the football club, it'll be less. If it's a brief from a rival, it'll probably be more. I will go for somewhere in the middle of that, if I'm being absolutely honest. A super chat here from Mid who says Spurs won't pay 400k a week Who knows how desperate? Who knows how desperate they are for this trophy? Jerome says, Terry, I would be more excited if Poch was the manager, not Jose. The tactics on Sunday have proven that Jose is losing it. That is Jerome. We know Jerome, long-standing Tottenham fan and supporter of the Football Terrace. I'm going to throw a little caveat in there, Josh, Jerome, and I'd love to hear from Josh. If you can phone up, bro, or if Jerome can phone up, Skype lines are open. We want to hear from you. This is what I would say about Jose. Give him what you want, and he delivers. Tottenham have bought him 6 players, or 6 and loans, 6 players in the time he's been at the club. He's been at the club less than a year, and he's had 6 new players. That's as much, if not more, than what Ollie has had. Just a little bit less, actually, than Lampard has had. There needs to be delivery now from Jose Mourinho. There cannot be excuses with the quality of player that you have signed. We've got Awazi on the line. Awazi, welcome back to the Football Terrace. What do you want to say, my friend?
How are you doing today?
I'm perfect. What do you want to say, my bro?
So I'm a United fan, but I would just like to add my comments in terms of United regretting signing Bale and Reguilon. Personally, I think I don't regret signing Reguilon because I watched your show yesterday and you guys unpacked it nicely. That Reguilon comes with a buyback clause and he comes with the other clause, that first refusal clause. So in terms of football decisions, I think that we made a good decision because if Reguilon in the future becomes one of the best left backs in the world, and then Real Madrid will take him back for whatever the price is, and that will be an asset loss for us. So I feel like the Reguilon deal, it was a good footballing move, even though it hurts, but like it was a good footballing move. And Gareth Bale, I still hold my head up high that we will sign Sancho. I know like some Man United fans will disagree with me, but I still have faith that we will sign Sancho. And I think we could also sign Thiago because Liverpool.
Yeah, I understand. No, I understand that. But in terms of Tottenham, though, do you think this is more of a long-term sort of approach, or do you think this is kind of a short-term fix to try and get this elusive trophy that Daniel Levy's after? What's your opinion as a football fan?
I feel like it's a short-term stance because Tottenham have gone for a 31-year-old. I'm not saying anything about Bale, but he's 31 years old. He's coming towards a time in his career where he's aging. And in terms of Reguilon, they agreed to the buyback clause and they agreed to that first refusal. So I feel like Tottenham are working towards the short-term goals and winning trophies. They want to win trophies more than looking at the long-term goal. I don't know if you.
No, I get and understand. I get and understand that. We've added Daniel to the line. Daniel, what do you want to say, my friend?
Hey, mate. How are you doing?
I'm good. Who do you support, buddy?
Support Man United.
You're a Man United fan. Tottenham have, it's going to be announced at some point today, Sergio and massively Gareth Bale returns to White Hart Lane. What type of business do you think this is from Tottenham? Good, bad, or are you indifferent about
it? Probably indifferent. I think for Tottenham, it probably is good. I think for United, it probably wouldn't have been so good. I think it's a little bit short term for United, but for Tottenham, and especially Mourinho, they're probably looking for quick success. But I think United are probably right to walk away from the Reguilon deal because, the buyback clause, I don't think you want that hanging over a team like United. And I think Bale would have been a step back as well, especially if you compare him to Sancho, if we do get Sancho.
Yeah.
So, I feel a little bit indifferent about it. I think it'll be good for Tottenham overall.
I get that, Dan. I get that. I think I would have loved Gareth Bale to come in as a short-term fix if we didn't get Jadon Sancho. So if we don't sign Sancho and you go, right, but we're bringing Bale in on a loan for a year, I would have welcomed that because I think he would add, even if he just plays 30 games, in those said it the other day, he could play 20 league games for Tottenham, but in those 20 league games that he plays in, he could push them into the top 4. He is that good a player. And the last couple of, I don't think he'll regret going to Real Madrid because he's won 4 Champions League titles, which is just unprecedented for a British player. However, the way they've treated him for about the last 4 years is an absolute joke. And I'm kind of glad to see him come back here. we'll get to see another couple of years of the brilliance of Gareth Bale. I had a comment here saying, Terry, there's no such thing as long-term plans in football anymore. Well, I disagree. I think that you've got to I look at a lot of these deals. I look at the age and the profile of the Højbjergs, the Dohertys, the Bales. Sergio Reguilon is younger, but with the buyback clause, it feels like a quick fix. It just feels like they're trying to pack this team now, win something quick for Jose, and then settle afterwards. Where I felt the business, you look at the way Liverpool have done business and the way City have done business. Yes, you do buy some elder statesmen every now and then, but there appears to be an aim and a goal to have continued success. Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. I'd love Tottenham fans to phone up and say different. On Man United, Daniel, what's your confidence levels in relation to bringing in more players this window? We hear that Munich are expecting a bid from us for Thiago. We hear that Man United is still very, very encouraged and confident about bringing in a deal for Jadon Sancho. Where is your confidence levels at right now as a fan?
Yeah, I mean, look, with Thiago, I think, it's Liverpool's deal, and the only way we'll get him is if Liverpool walk away. And, Liverpool have sort of done that with Werner and so on. So I think there is a chance that we could get Thiago, but that all depends on Liverpool, and I would definitely welcome him at United. Sancho, I don't know, I'm probably 70% sure still that we will get him. But, we're playing hardball, and we're probably just going to end up paying what they want kind of within the last couple of days of the window like we usually do. But
yeah,
it's just an ongoing saga now.
Yeah, no, I get that completely. I wish the deal was done. I do wish the deals were done sooner. There's absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever. But Dan, thank you very much, and Iwazi, for coming on. Really appreciate that, gentlemen. Next up on the show, we're going to have Nelson. Before we go to Nelson's call, remember, you can phone up via Skype right now. Just search the Football Terrace. You'll find us very simplistically. But before anything else, hit that like button right now. Please share this stream on your social media platforms. Tottenham fans, where are you? We want to hear from you right now. Jerome with the super chat. Thank you for the donation, sir. He says, I agree there is no excuse for Jose with this team. Bale, Reguilon, Doherty. He's become a very attacking team. However, the negative football will remain, and I cannot trust the guy to change his way of management. I understand that completely. We're going to go to Nelson, and we have added Josh to the line as well, but Nelson's with us. Nelson, remind us who you support.
Yeah, I'm a Manchester United fan.
First of all, let's talk about this deal from a Tottenham point of view. Do you feel it's good business for them or bad business? Where's your head at?
It's one of the best business they could ever made in this transfer market, because the nostalgia of having Gareth Bale back would be so good for Tottenham. But I don't think they're gonna win enough game to be in the first 4 position in the league, though. But I think they can now challenge for the Europa Cup properly and try to win that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's goes without saying that they've become one of the Gareth Bale signing just gives a whole new dimension to Tottenham. There is no doubt. And I think everybody, what I will say is whether it's short-term, long-term, how much it costs is almost an irrelevance in the sense of it's Gareth Bale. He's one of the best attacking players in the world. A lot of people sleep on him for whatever reason. I think a lot of United, for what we're going to see from a lot of these fake United fans who be like, don't want him too old, £200. When he bangs in 25 goals this season in all competitions for Tottenham, when he's doing bits for them, I think their minds might change somewhat. We've got Josh on the line with us as well. Josh, we know as a Tottenham fan. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm absolutely gassed, man, honestly. But I try and be cool about it. But the thought of Gareth Bale and Harry Kane on the same pitch, like it's just like something that we never thought that we'd see, innit? Spurs fans, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the business goes, it's looking at it from a neutral point of view, I think it's just obvious that it's Daniel Levy going, right, well, I'm not sure that I believe in Jose anymore. Or, he's getting worried that Jose won't work out. So he's making short-term deals that he can straight away, reverse. Do you know what I mean?
I get that.
If Jose goes, he's not going to be stuck with Gareth Bale. Reguilon will most probably get bought within the next 2 years or something like that. It's all things that he can reverse. And to be honest, I don't think it's that. I think it's quite smart, to be honest, because we all know that Jose probably won't be here.
Yeah, I understand that. And look, when it comes to Gareth Bale, look, people will look at, he only scored 3 goals last year, rare. But he was just sidelined. He was a makeshift sort of pawn in that team last year, and he wanted to go last summer, and it was only in the last moment that Real Madrid stopped that deal from happening, as an example. But if you look at it prior to that, in the seasons where he was regular, in the 6 seasons where he was a regular and played 30 plus games a season, and quite a few of those seasons he played over 40 games, scored 22 goals, 17 goals, 29 goals, 21 goals, 14 goals. Killed it. Now, a lot of people will say, he scored 26 though in his last season at Tottenham. He never matched that. But you've got to remember, when he was at his peak years of Bale at Real Madrid, there was a certain player who the game was fixed around. Like, he had to, he was having to. You have Benzema was part of it, but then there was Cristiano Ronaldo that was the centerpiece, and the man was, without being rude, he was a side dish in that team in terms of the ultimate star, the main goal scorer, the main goal getter, the free kick taker, the penalty taker, and he still managed some seasons to score 20 plus goals. And of course, you look at his time at Real Madrid. Imagine this, 2 league titles, 1 Copa del Rey. By the way, influential in winning that in the final. 4 Champions League finals, influential in 3 of those finals, especially the one against Liverpool, and especially the first one. This guy has gone and won 6 major trophies. He's won he's done so much there. Him coming back to Tottenham, I think, is, as you say, it's great nostalgic. It's excellent to see him and Harry Kane on the pitch together. I suppose the only slight concern is going to be the injury record of both him and Harry Kane. I mean, if we look at it here, I mean, I'm just looking now. Since he's been at Real Madrid, he has suffered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20. He's had 24 injuries in the time he's been at Madrid. I'm not sure how many days it's totaling, but it totals over 300.
I think it's over 400.
Yeah, I think it's over 400 days he's had out injured. So there is that concern with him. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. But it is good business. And I know when we messaged yesterday, the Reguilon deal, the buyback clause is there. Is that something as a Tottenham fan that worries you, that you could have this guy that turns into a superstar? Because he's very talented, by the way. I'm not going to yield on that thought. But are you worried about turning him into one of the best in the world, and then he just goes back to Madrid, or he's sold on for mega money to another club, and you don't really receive your fair share of that?
Look, I totally get that, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna act like, oh no, that won't happen or whatever. Like, it is bad from that perspective. It is. It's not a great deal. It's kind of like, oh, we got this great player, but there's this, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I would rather have, if someone said to me, you can have an upgrade, a much better player than Ben Davies for the next 2 years, while while Ryan Sessegnon transitions, or it gives us 2 years to, scout another left back or whatever. I'd rather have that than nothing. You know what I mean? Because I thought we were told we weren't going to get a left back this transfer window.
Yeah. And you know what? One second, Nelson. I understand that train of thought. I think what's interesting about it as well is there is no excuse for Jose now. I've said that already. I'll say it again, in the sense of this could be the turning point that you need for Jose. If Jose really wants, someone says Terry's being salty. I'm not being salty at all. I'm being serious in everything I've said. I'm not. Yeah. I think that this is a short-term fix to see whether you can turn Jose's head again, in the sense of when every club Jose's been at, where he's been given exactly what he wants, he's been hugely successful. Hugely.
Terry,
yeah.
Look, if like, this is why he's got no excuse. I don't know if you agree with this, but if Gareth Bale is the player that he was 2 years ago in that Champions League final, if he, he's going to take a while to get fit, but you've got to consider he's younger than Willian and Aubameyang. If he is anything like the player he used to be, I think we have the best front three in the Prem, maybe in Europe. I'm serious.
Wait, hold up one second.
That's a big. Can I say something? Please? Go on, Nelson.
Yeah. So for the Reguilon issue, it's kind of a sad situation for Tottenham fans. They're like happy because they got a third centre back of Real Madrid. That's the first choice is Marcelo. left back. I mean to say left back. I mean to say, yeah, they got the third left back of Real Madrid. So it's kind of nothing. It's just like getting a player from the academy of Manchester United, and you like starting over it. It's nothing right now. I don't say anything about the guy yet. Still, like if Real Madrid wanted to go for someone proven, they would have gone for Telles, who is a better player, who has better delivery of the ball.
I don't think that's it's whether he's available or not right now. Kai, what do you make of the claim there by Josh that with Gareth Bale joining Tottenham now have with Son, Kane, and Bale the best front three in the Premier League, maybe Europe? Give me your opinions on that, Kai.
I need to give me whatever he's on. You know what I mean? It's a good front. It's a good front three, but I don't think it's the best front three. It's and you know how much I rate Son, right? Like I love Son, but as far as Kane and Bale, I don't know if they will work together, because as fast as Bale is, he's used to more of that creative center forward like Benzema, right? Like I don't know how it will work with Kane, because Kane is that kind of like a target man. You know what I mean? So,
mate,
no, I think
Harry,
even if
Josh.
you go and ask Terry, because Terry actually watches Kane properly. A lot of fans don't watch Kane. He is basically, he could play a playmaker role. He is
a baller.
He has everything. Like he couldn't flick through his ball for Bale to run onto. I honestly think he could play the Firmino role but score goals.
Mate, if you just look, Kai, if you just look at the weekend just gone. That dipping chip ball that he played over to Doherty, who missed. I'm telling you now, if Messi played that pass, if Firmino played that pass, if KDB played that pass, the sort of football hipsters would be going crazy for it. It would be like, oh my, Harry Kane plays a pass like that. And what it actually does is people almost go, oh no, Harry Kane just did that. I need to pretend that I didn't see it. I didn't see that moment. That didn't happen. There was a pass last season or the season before where it's on Harry Kane's chest and he volley passes the ball through the middle. Dele Alli goes on to score against Arsenal in the League Cup. I think it might have been 2 seasons ago, as we move into this campaign. And it gets that kind of those moments from Harry Kane get slept on. Now, if any other striker in the Premier League controlled the ball on their chest, good bit of skill near the halfway line, and did a half volley or a full volley pass to put through an attacking midfielder who dinks over the goalie and scores, it gets shown on Sky Sports News for a week on replays. It becomes part of like the intro videos to every single major game for the next 10 years on Sky. It does. It just, but with Harry Kane, there's this. That
was basically a Pogba pass.
Yeah, exactly.
God,
And Harry, no, it's true. And now listen, and Harry Kane does this. Watch him. Harry Kane does this with such regularity. But people ignore it, and I find the Harry Kane bias absolutely laughable, because if it was available now for free, every single club in the top 6 would be bending over backwards to sign Harry Kane, because he is one of the most potent and deadly strikers in world football. He can pass, he can dribble, he's got skill, he's actually deceptively quick as well. All the things I keep seeing people say about Werner. Now, Werner's amazing. Deceptively quick, got good skill, got good movement, can get past a man, can shoot from distance, can drift. Harry Kane can do all those things and has been doing all those things for 5 years.
No. Kane doesn't even have close to the pace that Werner has.
No, I didn't say has the same pace.
You guys are talking like...
No. Let me just finish my point. All the things you say about Werner, Harry Kane has that stuff. Now, is he as quick as Werner? No, but it doesn't mean he ain't got pace. I don't need to be as fast as somebody else to be slow. A couple of super chats here. First one says Bale, Kane, and Son is good, Josh, but let's not go too far and say it's the best front three in Europe. That's Jerome, who is of course a Tottenham fan. He also then says Kane is not giving. He also says Kane is not given the respect deserved. The guy is the full package and not just a tap-in striker. That is absolutely right. He is not a tap-in striker. There's so much to his game.
No, but Kane is never on the hype. As in, he's been lauded everywhere. I don't think Kane has not been lauded like a great player or something. Yeah, it's official. This season is going to be difficult. To win the Premier League is going to be one of the toughest Premier League season this year, actually, because Arsenal they look great. Tottenham is going to definitely look better with Gareth Bale. Manchester United with the Avengers and or whatever, and Liverpool with their front three Manchester City, we all know what they can do. So it's going to be very difficult this season to win the league, actually.
There's a comment.
And-
one sec, mate. There's a comment here that says Kane isn't fast at all. See, you are misinterpreting, either on purpose or through stupidity, what I've said. Deceptively quick. And what I mean by deceptively quick is this situation of there is electric pace, sort of Rashford, Mbappe, electric pace. And then what you have about deceptively quick players is they are faster than you expect them to be. I'll give you an example. Dimitar Berbatov was deceptively quick. You wouldn't expect him to be able to sprint past someone, and then he made it. He looked like a player because he was quite lethargic looking that would just be slow, sort of Teddy Sheringham-esque as an example. But actually, he's quite quick when he gets going. And that's the thing with Harry Kane. Is he electric? No, never said he was. Did I say he was fast, super fast? No, deceptively quick. Faster than people expect him to be. We've added man like Mo to the call here. Man like Mo, Harry Kane, Son, and Gareth Bale. How good a front three is that for Tottenham?
Oh, good, man. It's good. Good, man. You know what? But I'm not surprised if they will finish top four, man. I think they will. I've got that feeling they will.
Okay.
I've just got that feeling, Terry.
See, my thing is, look, I'm not saying that Bale is going to make us like. I'm not saying that's the best front three. I'm saying if Bale is like he used to be, is even 80% of the player that he was before, because he could come in and he could, maybe he's totally past it. Maybe his body's totally broken down. We don't know what kind of player we're getting, but I'm saying if he does reach even like 80% of the heights that he did before, if he is scoring 20 goals a season and getting 20 assists, then instantly I think that the case can be made that it's the best front three in the
Can he stay fit,
I
though?
told you what I think of Bale, right? We spoke about in our chat, right? That I think Bale is an amazing signing for Tottenham. He's an amazing player, and a lot of people are sleeping on him. He was basically working in a toxic environment for the last 4 years. Give this guy a place where he's loved, where he feels that he has room to improvement, where the coach can depend on him, and you got a serious, dangerous striker or right winger. The guy is electric. The guy is amazing. He's a great player, and you know what? Tottenham needed that kind of player. Because when you watch the documentary, they're all nice guys. They're all kind of guys that you introduce to your nan. You know what I mean? With Bale, you have a guy who's used to winning. He's a proper C word. You know what I mean? They needed that kind of player. That's even Mourinho said it. Like, as much as you want Mourinho knows. Mourinho's right. You can't win trophies with players that are nice to each other, playing Fortnite on Fridays. You need those kind of guys.
Do you know what's interesting about that? One thing, we had one of my cousins was a professional football player, and one of the sort of bits of feedback that my dad always used to give to him is that he's such a nice guy. He made it to a good level. Played actually in the Norwegian league. He played in the UEFA Cup. He came back to England, played League One. My dad always used to think that if he was a bit nastier and a bit, he's even to this day, Ben is one of those beautiful men you can meet, just loving, caring, kind. But he was like that a little bit. If he'd have been a bit nastier, a bit more selfish, he could have gone to that next level. And I think successful people have that streak in them. And it's true. And I think it's very, very true. Another super chat here from Jerome, who says, Werner, where's it got? It dropped off my page there. It says, Werner is Lucas Moura in disguise. He's just pace and not real. Let me finish the comment, guys.
Fuck off,
guys,
man.
let me finish the comment, please. Werner is Lucas Moura in disguise. He has pace, but not real and end product. Just look at him play for Germany. Very average. I swear, look, you guys don't need to jump in.
He scored the third most goals in Europe.
Well, no swearing, please. But the point I was about to say is, didn't man score an assist like nearly 40 odd goals last year? That's end product for me. Jerome, I love you, bro, but you've got to come back and explain that comment. How does he not have end product with 40 odd goal contributions? And another super chat from Franklin says Kane needs to move to a bigger club to be truly recognized as world class. He is going to be 28 soon. P.S. Bale has had 13 injuries in 2 seasons. I think all those things are fact, other than the point of, I also think these signings at Tottenham are to try and help Harry, because if Harry Kane can win a trophy or two at Tottenham and be successful in those semi-finals and finals, that's the final piece of the jigsaw. That's the one final thing that's being hung around his neck. Can he do it in semi-finals and finals and win trophies? If this season you win the FA Cup and Harry Kane scores a brace in the final, there's no more slander against his name. That's it, because that's it. He is truly world class, one of the best Premier League strikers of all time. Has to be left alone forever. Has to be, because that's it. He doesn't do it in finals, doesn't win trophies. if he can do that at Tottenham, it ends any conversation that Harry Kane is at world class. And I can't wait. That's the only reason I want Tottenham to win something, is because it will shut people up about Harry Kane. And it annoys me that we have such a brilliant player who's consistently maligned and dragged through the mud. I find it horrible. We've got another super chat from Charlie who says, Welsh Arsenal fan here. Bale is a great sign for Tottenham, but he will perform like he has done. But will he perform like he's done in the past? For me, Spurs need a midfielder that can control a game. What do you make of that comment, Josh?
I think that Lo Celso is going to surprise a lot of people this season. Like I said to you in another call, people like look at his end product, but that's not really the type of player he is. Especially Jose, he plays him further back and he just dictates play. And I think when Lo Celso's on the pitch, and if Ndombele can get fit as well, then we got two great options there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that, bro. Man like Mo, would you have liked Gareth Bale at Man United?
I would, yeah. I would say yeah, but the problem with me is can he stay fit? He's always injured, man. He's got a track record of being injured, and that.
To be fair, I don't think he's always injured. I think just Zidane thinks it's easier to say that he's injured so he doesn't have to play him. Because a lot of the time when he's injured, you see him going to play golf, you see him go walking around. He even said a lot of, like one time Zidane said that he was injured. He said, no, I'm not injured. I don't think he's injured. I think the Real just wants to stop being asked about him. The man was bullied for 4 years. People need to understand that.
Yeah, look, there is an element, though, when it comes to injuries, where you look at some of these, if we look at last season's injuries as an example, you've got like 10 days out with a sprained ankle. You've got like 13 days out with an infection. You've got one that's like a hip problem, one that's a calf problem. I wonder if Gareth Bale was motivated, whether these injuries, I mean, he's had a lot of calf injuries, whether these injuries would have actually stopped him playing or not. Because sometimes, you know, you always hear these conversations amongst players. By the way, smash the like button, please, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly 2,000 people tuning in. Need more like buttons here. Let's go past 1,000 likes on this video, please. Smash it for us right now.
Just done it, man.
Thank you, bro. You get this element, and I've seen it before, where you've seen players challenge each other around. Yeah, he's got a knock, but the player refuses to play with a little knock. Where some players will just play through those injury barriers. And I know we actually criticised Man United recently for we were playing Marcus Rashford while he was injured. I think football fans have got to understand that's a really common occurrence. Most football players play hurt, but if you're not bought into your club, like Gareth Bale certainly hasn't been for the last couple of years because of how they treated him. Have you had a little knock? Have you had a little bit of a sore ankle and just gone, oh, the doctor said I got a sore ankle, I'm just not going to play? That'll be interesting. We've added eye test to the stream now. Eye test, what you saying, bro?
Yes. So for me, if you remember a couple weeks ago, I did say I would take Gareth Bale under certain conditions, but now when I think about it, I don't want him anymore, because you have to consider some stuff like his injury record is poor. He's always injured. His attitude is poor. Some of the stuff he's doing at Real Madrid, especially with Oli trying to change the how Man United is, the mentality of the players. He also said he would rather have a hole in his team than an arsehole. So if he brings Gareth Bale into the team, he will be that will be very contradictory. Because Gareth Bale, with all the stuff he's doing at Real Madrid, why would you want him here?
So, what's been wrong with his attitude at Real Madrid? What's he done?
So with all this little stuff like golf, then Madrid, and then remember when he was at international duty, then he brought that flag up where he said Real Madrid lost, and also the stuff he's doing on a bench. You can't be doing those. Yeah,
but do you understand? What's interesting about that is what's interesting about this isn't about Gareth Bale's attitude. Gareth Bale wanted to remain and stay and play at Real Madrid, but they were sidelining him. They were trying to move him on. They were putting him to the side. Fans like bricking his car and attacking his car and abusing him. He was being left out of matchday squads, being left out of teams. You know, it was only 2 summers ago where Zidane was basically saying, you know, he's not part of that, not part of my plans. They just couldn't find anybody to buy him, or they didn't want to move him on. So they sidelined him. It then became an ongoing joke that he just plays golf all the time because he's not in the match day. What's he meant to do? If he's not being picked, what's he meant to do? Just sit in his house and watch TV? Why is he not allowed to go and play golf? And then it become a joke that he cares about golf more than playing on the football pitch. That was a lie that was predicated by sort of pro-Madrid media that was trying to make Bale like the bad guy. Bale just took it on the chin and went, all right, cool. I'll embrace the lies you're telling about me and pretend like it's real. Gareth Bale wants to play football. He wants to be a football player. So I don't get what the bad attitude is.
You don't need to do these little stuff. Even after the Champions League final, like you just won a Champions League and straight away in the interview you're talking about leaving, you're not getting game time. Like these little stuff is not needed. It's not, and I understand that he's been treated badly, but I don't agree with his attitude. But as a player, no one can deny he's a world-class player. But some stuff about him, I don't know, especially with what Ollie's trying to do with the club, trying to change the what type of players he wants. So I don't know, to be honest.
Listen, I understand where you're coming from. Personally, I don't think he has a bad attitude. I think he's been so disrespected by a club that Cristiano Ronaldo was hugely instrumental in winning those 4 Champions Leagues. Modric was loads of players were influential. But Gareth Bale played just a bigger part in sort of semi-finals and finals of winning that club trophies, which is what they care about the most. And he has been so mistreated by Real Madrid. It is absolutely despicable. We've got a few super chats to do. The first one from Jerome, who's commenting about Timo Werner, says at Leipzig he was surrounded by amazing players and everyone could look good and score goals in that team. Again, when he plays for Germany, he cannot even have a proper shot on goal. Jerome also says that about Bale is attitude, getting disrespected by the club and the fans. How would anyone else react to that? I think that's a fair comment on that one. And Mid here says, if I was an Arsenal or a United fan, I'd be nervous about making top 4. Also, credit to Everton because they gave Spurs a rude awakening. I've seen a lot of Tottenham fans thanking Everton for the slap. I mean, they lost 1-0, but in terms of overall play, they got slapped at the weekend. There's no doubt about that. Josh is back with us. What do you want to say, Josh?
I just want to say that what people are underestimating about Gareth Bale, and the reason that apparently there were other offers. I'm not saying it was Man United. I think that Man United's name just get dragged into everything. So I actually don't believe that anyway. Maybe they might have thought maybe like as a quick stopgap to Sancho. But anyway, what people are underestimating with Gareth Bale is he's chosen to come back to Spurs because of the nostalgia, because he knows he will be worshipped. He is a Spurs legend. My 3-year-old knows who Gareth Bale is and is excited about this deal. Do you know what I mean? So like, even if he had fallen out of love with football, even if he, hasn't been playing football for the past couple of years, there's no underestimating what that will do coming back somewhere where he's worshipped. Do you know what I mean?
No, I completely and utterly understand that. And a few people are saying, Terry, but you said that players should always be professional. I don't think Gareth Bale's acted unprofessionally. So, the flag you could argue with, but I think it was a joke. You're talking about a club at the time where he was actively public enemy number 1. This wasn't just like fans were like, oh, if the fans were like, Gareth Bale, we don't want you anymore, but thank you for what you've done. We love you for what we've done. We just think you need to move on. I don't think he'd have done that. It was the violent. This was violent abuse he was getting. This is people attacking him and his car physically. This wasn't just tweets. This was like real. So it's a very different situation altogether. I think it's good business to bring Gareth Bale in for the year. I think he's going to do bits this season. And as a Man United fan, I think we should be looking at Tottenham now, maybe for a slightly different lens. Because if if you've got a happy Jose Mourinho, you've got a dangerous Jose Mourinho.
You remember, Terry, I told you that
Go on, mate.
You muted yourself.
I'm not sure what happened there to Kai, but he dropped off there. Maybe he'll come back in a second. Well, wait, he's muted. I can see it. It's open.
Yeah.
Are you back? Ella, mate. Yes, go on, mate. Go on.
Yeah. I said, if you remember in my prediction, I said that Spurs will go above Arsenal.
They might do. Look, like I've said all along with these predictions, is we've got about 18 days left of this window. This next couple of weeks is going to be really interesting, and if United pull off Thiago and Sancho, everybody's opinions will change. If Liverpool pull off Thiago, everybody's opinions will change. If Arsenal bring in our and Partey, everybody's opinions will change. That's the thing with the transfer window, is it changes the way you look at things. Because Arsenal are a really interesting case, because you bring them up, we'll mention them. Like, they've signed Gabriel, which I think could be a good signing. They've obviously got Saliba that's come in, and Ceballos that's re-signed. Willian that looked really good, and they've re-signed Aubameyang. It's been a good summer. But their two main targets they haven't even bid for yet properly. They've had that meaningless bids rejected, as an example. Were they even official bids? Who knows? But yet it's being painted as a really good summer. I would look at Arsenal and be like, how much have they actually improved themselves for the long term in comparison to how far they were already behind people and what everybody else has done in terms of making the top four or seriously challenging for it. That's why this next 18 days is going to be so important, because right now it's, Tottenham could do bits now. But if Arsenal bring in Aouar and Partey, and Man United bring in Sancho and Thiago, then everybody will say, Tottenham can't make it now anyway, because what they've done. Did you get where I'm coming from? The axis will change, and the balance will change. And that's what I love about the window. However, every season there's a team or two you think, they've had a great summer in the market, and then it just doesn't work. Exactly. So this is what I love about it, is it's the transfer window builds up expectations or knocks expectations down. And then as the league starts, we actually see the truth. And it's like, oh, wow. Sometimes a team can sign nobody, like Liverpool last year, and they go on to strength. So, like a lot of United fans are saying, if we don't bring anybody else in, we're dead, we're in trouble. Who knows? Maybe just this whole group being together another year with no instability, no one leaving, everybody fit. We go to that next level anyway. Maybe Arsenal bring in 4 or 5 players and it doesn't gel and it goes back. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's the point. Every year we get 2 or 3 things wrong. Completely. Look at everyone. Look at all the professionals said about Chelsea last year, and look what they did. Look what everybody said. Look at everybody. Nobody expected City to drop off so much. These things happen. So I'm so excited. Arsenal, go on, mate.
Everyone also said that Arsenal won the transfer window last. Arsenal fans were saying that last season, and look what happened to them.
Yeah, Arsenal fans said it. Arsenal fans said it. The professionals said it. The pundits said it. The ex-pros said it. They all said Arsenal won it. They had the manager. They were going strength to strength. And it didn't happen. So I'm not saying that everyone writing off Man United means we're going to be brilliant. I'm not saying everybody praising Arsenal means that Arsenal are going to flop, because it doesn't, the correlation isn't always that clear. But the point is, by the end of this window, our expectations will be in a certain place. For all 6 of the top 6 teams that we cover on this channel, I would bet my bottom dollar that at least one of those teams does the opposite to what we expect, because that tends to happen every single year. That's just a fact. A couple of super chats, then we'll come back to you, Kaya. Pav says, if the players who are rumored to be coming into the Premier League with the ones who have already arrived, this is going to be one of the best transfer windows in Premier League history. I agree. Another super chat says, waiting to see when Bale starts tearing up the league with Kane and Son. I'm not even a Spurs fan. I can see it coming. Dark Horse FC. Kai, what were you about to say, bro?
Yes, I wanted to go back to the point about Bale and the way that he was mistreated at Real Madrid. I suggest people in the chat to go a little bit into another language and write Bale in Spanish, search in Spanish, and see the amount of, if you think Sterling has been mistreated by the English media, you would be surprised about the stuff that Bale does. I remember there was once that he went to a restaurant. He said, "Oh yeah, he can't make it to the with his kid. He was with his girlfriend or wife, whatever she is, and they said, oh, he went for dinner, but he can't come to training." People don't understand how ridiculous the Spanish media is. You know what I mean? When he wanted to go to China, right? They wanted to sell him to China, and they blocked him in the last moment. And then he played a game after that, and he still scored a goal, and they still exiled him.
I saw
the rest of the season. You know what I mean?
The man scored a brace in a Champions League final. It scored one of the greatest goals you'll ever see in a final with an overhead kick. And there was barely. I remember seeing headlines in the media, the Spanish media, the next day. I'm not sure who put it on socials, but they barely mentioned Gareth Bale, which in itself is just, which is just ridiculous. I'm really not too sure what that noise is coming through, peeps. It seems to have gone now. That just in itself is utterly ridiculous. Imagine scoring one of the greatest goals in Champions League history, individual goals, and your own press and your own fans ignoring that you did it. That for me is testament of legit abuse. That's crazy. Guys, I'm not too sure why it's making loads of noise on there. Just end that slightly so that we can just bad signal. Over 2,000 people now tuning in. Do me a big favor. Hit the like button. Please hit the share button as well. It's so important to the Football Terrace that we get this done. Smash it now. Let's push this past 1,000. If you all hit the like button right now, we go past 2,000. So please help us get that done. You're all sitting there right now listening to me. Just hit the like button for me. If you're a Tottenham fan, you must be happy with this news. Hit the like button. I'm waiting to see those numbers shoot up. Sitting on like 380. We should be flying past 1,000 right now. What are we waiting for, peeps? What are we waiting for here? Let's get that like button hit, please. Let's do some more of your live comments. There's a super chat from Anthony. Anthony says, Leicester, where do you expect them to finish? Going to be a tough season for them. Do you know what? They've signed a couple of decent players, I think. Leicester are top 8, no guarantee for me, but they can easily push into that top 6 again. You know, Everton could push into that top 6. Wolves could push into that top 6. This is where, you know, we're in a situation as a traditional top 6 where we have to be mindful that these clubs are serious contenders now. They have money as well. And that's why points totals are a nonsense now. That's why points totals are crazy, because you've got this. I think you can put City and Liverpool at the top as an example, right, of the best teams. And then you have this middle ground where all these teams are really close and they're all taking points off each other. But because they're all taking points off of each other in the middle, like last season, because all these teams are taking points off one another, it lowers the overall points total. But that doesn't mean that things are worse. It just means the overall quality is better. We always look at less points as things have got worse, but you get less points if everybody's better, because there's less. There's the same amount of points. The same amount of points are awarded every single season in the Premier League. Does that make sense? Sorry, there's the same amount of points total available in the Premier League. You know, there's 380 games that are played. So times, that's how many games are played, and there's 3 points available maximum for each game. That's the total amount. Though that total amount is spread between every team. If everybody becomes more equal and closer together, individual teams will naturally get less points than teams of years gone by. But that actually might be because the quality is getting better. That's why things are so intriguing in the Premier League, as an example. And I'm really, really excited. As I say, I stand by my original prediction. Chelsea 4th, City 3rd, United 2nd, Liverpool top. But that's if all the signings go through. Remember what I said. That's if Liverpool get Thiago. That's if Man United are to bring in at least 2 more players, including Jadon Sancho. If we don't, my predictions will change. And I think that's a fair thing for anybody to sit there and do, because you have to be sensible. Terry, have you seen Aaron's latest video as to why he left the United stand? Really concerning about Mark Goldbridge and how he treats others. Listen, me and Aaron have spoken in the past. I knew about all of this before the video came out. I respect what Aaron has said. And, Mark Goldbridge is free to treat people how he wants. Mark Goldbridge is free to say to people, if you want to be on my channel, you can't do X, Y, and Z. He's absolutely within his rights to do that. It's then down to you as an individual as to whether or not you want to work within that environment. So Mark Goldbridge isn't directly doing anything wrong. Mark Goldbridge is setting his standards and saying, if you want to be part of the United stand, you must do these 1, 5, 10 things. You then have freedom of choice to say whether or not you do that. Nothing wrong in it at all. You may not personally agree with it morally, and that's your right. So what you can then decide to do is to not be involved with Goldbridge, not be involved with the United stand, and move away from it. Others might think there's nothing wrong with it. I'm still going to watch it. And that's the beauty. But, Aaron's with us now and doing his own thing. I work differently. I'm very happy for people that come on my show to go on other people's. The only rule I have on this platform is you don't slag the platform off. You could attack me and my opinions, but you don't attack the platform. I've had one guy recently that we don't use anymore because he was attacking the channel. And that for me is the only thing that we don't accept. And if people disagree with that, then they know they don't have to watch us and they know they don't have to be involved. But in terms of that, there we go. Someone here says Spurs will get relegated still. Can you imagine? It's not going to happen, but it would be funny. Listen, everybody that's tuned in today, thank you very, very much as always. Hit the like button. Please hit the share button as well. And we'll see you all again very